Hello, everyone. This message is for the illegal immigrants. I know a lot of people are talking to you right now. Well, talking at you. They're not talking to you. But I'm talking to you. And I'm going to tell you something you're not going to like and you're not going to want to hear. Now, I'm a no baloney kind of woman. I like to speak my mind, and I enjoy the freedom I used to have to do so. And I am very carefully wording this message to all the illegal immigrants in my country. And mostly to the new ones thinking about coming here. Now, I know that what you see on your phones, your news, is edited and censored, so you're not seeing what's happening here to the population that just came in a few weeks ago. You're being put in camps. You're not getting free housing. Now they're finding old abandoned buildings like our old prisons and our old mental health institutions that were closed down because the buildings are falling apart. So you're being put into these large buildings that can take in a lot of people but are dangerous for people to live in. And you're going to come here and be put into those camps. Now, even the tent cities that are harboring illegal immigrants are being fenced in, and they are being heavily policed about who comes in and who goes out. Now, I haven't heard much about the crime statistics within the camps, but that's not unusual. The people who are talking about it are letting us know that you're in these encampments, you have really no freedom. Those who are not put into the encampments are terrorizing the nation on your behalf. Yeah. And they're getting deported at last. But if you're here illegally and you came here thinking that you were going to be taken care of by the American people are wealthy and we are going to provide everything for you, you are finding out once you're here, that's a lie. Your food cards to be able to feed yourself are limited to 30 to 60 days in most communities. There might be a community that is 90 days, but I haven't heard of any. If you're coming here thinking you're going to get free medical care, you're finding out, no, you won't. Now, if you're dying, they will get you some kind of medical care. If your limbs are hanging off your body, they will give you some medical care. But you're not getting medical care. Yeah, it's not happening. And hospitals are turning away most illegal immigrants because they don't even have Medicare. It ran out. They only had it for 30 days or 60 days. You're given an amount of time. That's it. You're not given free reign. And if you haven't found a job within 30 to 60 days, they have every right to deport you back to your home country. And or put you in camps. Now, I would never want to live in these camps. From what I've seen from the news, they are dirty. They are dangerous. There is a lot of illegal immigrant on illegal immigrant crime happening. And outside of the camps, the illegal immigrants have just lost their minds, and they're robbing stores and businesses, which is causing those communities, the American citizens that are paying for you to be there, to leave those areas in mass numbers. People are desperately trying to get out of New York, California, Washington State. Washington, D.C. always was kind of a cesspool since, I don't know, the 1960s, I think. But you were lied to. Did they tell you you only had 30 days to find a job and a house before you were not given any more help? Because that is how it's set up. And I know Joe Biden and all the Democrats did not tell you that. There was a limit on the time you had to find your own housing, to find a job. And it's not a free-for-all, come live here forever on American dollars, because the American people are going to stop paying their taxes in those communities. They're going to revolt against the tax legislation that allows you all the freebies. And they can easily do it. You think that Americans don't have a voice. Well, Americans do have a voice. You just don't hear it, because it's quietly being spoken to you. We won't hire you. I don't care if you've got a work visa. I'm not going to hire you. You have no skill. And right now, if you're not a he, she, and them population duck, I don't know. If you're not Q alphabet, you don't fit their demographic, and you're not going to get a job. Now, once they get rid of that demographic, they're going to go and offer you jobs. But companies are strapped because they can't afford to pay minimum wage. And minimum wage is a law that all companies have to follow. So if they're not hiring because they can't afford to pay minimum wage to an illegal or an American, you're not going to find a job here. And the majority of jobs that are here have nothing to do with manufacturing. There are very few manufacturing jobs left in America. Most went to your countries. They went to Guatemala, they went to Mexico, they went to Honduras. Well, somewhat. But they go to the countries that don't have minimum wage regulations. So you may be getting paid pennies on the dollar in Guatemala, and you think, I'm going to come here and I'm going to make $12 an hour flipping burgers. Competition for that burger job is fierce. Now, I'm not kidding. When my husband had to go into the job market, what he found out was there was hundreds of applicants coming in every week for that same job. Jobs are not here. And big companies, if you have no skills in manufacturing, they're not going to bother with you at all. And most of those jobs are gone because of robots. So, it did used to be in your grandparents' times when they came here illegally, they could find jobs on farms and in the labor industry. Those jobs are not available anymore. Haven't they told you? Most farmers use automated equipment to harvest and plant. They don't use people anymore. And the other jobs you're not qualified for because you have no schooling, or You can't even speak English to understand the instructions given for you to be able to do a job. Listen, the American people are angry with you. I'm not going to lie and say we're all, yay, glory, glory. Because you come in here waving flags for your country and screaming how much you hate America. I see a flag, I think you should be deported immediately. You're a terrorist. If I see you waving a flag that is not American in my country, I think you don't belong here. This is my country. This is America. And we have a flag. And if you're not going to fly that flag, then you don't belong in my country. If I see someone chanting with a Hezbollah flag, I'm screaming, get these terrorists out of my country. Just like every other American. So when you come here flying your Honduras flag, flying your Guatemalan flag, flying the Mexican flag, and all that, Chinese flags, I've seen a few of those, you're asking to be deported because you're now going to be seen as a threat to America. You should be here waving an American flag because you're asking us to feed you and house you and give you medical care while you're here. I'm not going to do that for any refugee that is flying a flag from another country and screaming how much they hate America. Then what are you doing here? Now, illegal immigrants that have come out of South America, you need to get a hold of your own, because what they are doing is going to cost you everything. You're already being put into camps, and they call them camps. These are not called housing communities. These are called camps. And they have tall fences and are policed about who comes in and who goes out, because there's high crime on the inside and high crime on the outside. Do you really want to come here? Because I'm telling you right now, you were lied to by President Biden. Lied to. And if Trump wins, which I used to be a Democrat, now, not anymore. I'm a Republican. I will vote Trump. I will definitely not vote for the liberals. No way. They are some of the... No, I will not. I am voting for Trump. And from what I see on the internet, many Democrats are voting for Trump because they don't like what has happened in just the last 4 years that Biden was president. They want to reverse everything he's done. And Trump says he's going to. And Trump, he can, on his very first day as president, can use executive order to reverse everything Biden did. He's not there for you guys no more. Now Camilla is going to come at you, Camilla Harris. She is the new hopeful to run for president. It's not going to happen, I hope, because she is as bad as the AOC. She wants to ignore federal laws and pretend they don't apply even to her, that she's above the law. And Americans are kind of tired of it. So I don't really see her gaining a lot of footing in the race. If you're here illegally and Trump does win, and I think he will, you're going to see those camps being emptied out with deportation. And people are going to love him for doing it. The American people are going to love him for doing it, because you've come in here saying, my country's the greatest, then you are not in any danger. Why are you here? You cannot claim refugee status while waving the flag of your country that you're fleeing because it's too dangerous for you to live there. That's refugee status. And if you are not proven to be of refugee status, you will be deported. And it should be so. But right now, what's happening to your people, the illegal immigrants, I mean, when I say you people, they're being forced into camps, abandoned buildings that are not safe for people to live in. That's why they're abandoned. They're having walls put up around them, fences put up around them. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type in America Illegal Immigrants, and it will put up so much stuff you haven't seen about what's really happening to the people who've already come here. Joe Biden lied to you. You're not going to come here and be taken care of indefinitely on the American dollar. You are allowed to come here. We will give you a card that will give you 30 to 60 days worth of food, a little bit of money, and maybe some medical care. And I'm not even sure you're getting that anymore. I think they've already stopped that one unless it's an emergency. If someone is dying, they will treat you. Kind of like they do Americans. The only way I get medical health care is if I'm on my deathbed fighting for my life and I have no choice but to go to that community and say, you've got to help me. And in Arkansas, there's no guarantee that I'd get that help. And I'm an American citizen. So, right, I offered to pay cash outright for medical care and could not get it. So, it took a massive, it's life or death that they won't help you. And once you're out of that 30 or 60 days, if you still have not found a home, you have not found a job, you're going to get deported. They're not going to allow you to just keep living on the street. Please, I'm begging you. Every illegal immigrant thinking about coming to America, find out what you're walking into, because it could turn out to be worse than where you were. Angel out.